We've been talking about the bleak reality facing so many Americans. Congress enacted a $349 billion rescue effort for small businesses. It is a potential lifeline to countless restaurants, shops, and other types of businesses. So what can we, as well as small businesses, do in order to stay afloat? Businessman and Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary, a.k.a. Mr. Wonderful, is here with some advice. Thanks for being with us. But first of all, just start with what the most important thing a small business could do right now to get through this time.
Apply for the grant, the potential forgivable loan the government's providing. $350 billion are being made available. First come, first serve. You do that through your local current account at your bank, assuming you've got one, and I assume you do, and you do it now, immediately, because that is a remarkable opportunity to pay for all your employees' salaries and your utilities between Feb 15th and June 30th. Do it right after you hear this.
All right, that sounds like very important advice. I have another question, though. Do small business owners need more than what the government is giving them, and what do they do about that?
100% they do. I mean, the government bill is really designed to keep your employees with their salary, keep these people employed. But that's not enough to stay afloat when your revenue is zero. So here's what you do. And I'll tell you, I've got 51 companies doing exactly this right now. You call up your landlord and you say you want a 3-month deferral. You tack it on to the end of the lease. So you're not going to pay April, May, or June, but they can add 3 months when the lease ends. Let's say it ends in December, you'll pay Jan, Feb, March. That's very important. Call your suppliers and beg them for an extension too. You have to do everything in your power to keep the DNA of your business intact. And if your landlord says to you, no, I'm going to sue you, tell him to send me the letter, and I'll post it on my website to 4 million followers with his picture on it, because everybody has to pitch in here.
That's why you're called Mr. Wonderful, everyone's hero in that moment. What should people who recently found themselves unemployed, and there are millions of them out there, we know that now, what should they be doing with the money they have right now?
You've really got to get down to bare bones, and that is food and medicine. Even your rent, even if you're renting an apartment or condo, call up the landlord and tell them you can't pay. You've got to sustain every dollar you've got. And there's so much stuff people buy that's a complete waste. Do not buy expensive anything for the next 90 days. You've really got to sustain what you've got. That's absolutely crucial. Everybody in America understands what's going on here. Most people, 95% of them, are going to try and help you.
I love that. That is true. There is more good in the world. What about people who are still getting a paycheck right now? They still are either they still have a job, or at least their employer is giving them a paycheck. What should they be doing with their money?
Well, right now they're working from home, so the same idea. That you've got to really, and at times of uncertainty like this, the best thing to do is save. And it's also an amazing time, a huge opportunity. If you haven't invested before, start doing it now. The market's had a massive correction. Put a little bit of money to work. Even if you're only putting $50 or $100, use one of the robo apps that you would download to your phone if it's the first time you've been investing, and put in $25, put in $50. The market's had a 30% correction. The one I like is Bean Stocks. I helped design it, but there's many on the market. I just say start investing if you can. Save some of that money.
Right, because the theory is you buy low, and right now a lot of stocks are low.
Oh my goodness, we've never had a correction like this since 1933. It may be the buying opportunity of a lifetime.
All right, very important advice indeed. Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, thank you so much. Stay well and have a great weekend.
Take care, thank you.
Coming up next,